Zyros, a name that once echoed through the halls of the galaxy's greatest civilizations, now forgotten and relegated to the distant memories of scholars and historians. The planet, once considered a beacon of progress and innovation, had become nothing more than a footnote in the annals of interstellar history. Its surface, barren and cracked, reflected centuries of neglect and decay. No one remembered what had driven its population to extinction or what had caused the planet's vibrant life to vanish almost overnight. For thousands of years, Zyros had drifted in the far reaches of space, uninhabited and untouched, until the humans came. It started as a routine exploration mission. The Earth Federation had been expanding its reach into deep space, driven by the ever-growing need for resources to sustain their population. As humanity advanced, their thirst for energy, minerals, and raw materials only increased, and expeditions to the edges of the galaxy had become more frequent. Aboard the exploration vessel Endeavour, Captain Erica Maddox and her crew were tasked with scanning and cataloging nearby systems for potential colonization or resource extraction. Most of the planets they encountered were lifeless, inhospitable, or already claimed by other advanced species. Zyros was initially just another blip on their scanners, a planet marked as abandoned in the galactic registry. It was well known that no one had set foot on Zyros in over 2 millennia, and most other species had deemed it worthless, its atmosphere too thin to support life, its surface too harsh for agriculture, and its core seemingly depleted of valuable resources. However, human curiosity is a powerful thing. Unlike other races, who saw Zyros as a dead rock, humanity's explorers saw an opportunity, an unexplored frontier where others had failed. The decision to investigate was made almost casually. "What's one more scan?" Captain Maddox had remarked to her first officer, a grizzled veteran of deep space exploration. "We've already come this far." As Endeavour approached the planet, the crew expected to find nothing more than the remains of a once thriving world. Their scanners swept the surface, picking up ancient ruins and abandoned cities, remnants of a civilization that had long since perished. But there was something else, a faint energy signature, buried deep beneath the planet's surface. At first, the readings were dismissed as anomalies or glitches in their system, but as they drew closer, the signature grew stronger. "Captain, you need to see this," the science officer, Dr. Alia Kumar, called out from her console. "I'm detecting something unusual." Captain Maddox leaned over the station, her brow furrowing. "What do you mean unusual?" "It's an energy source," Kumar replied, her voice tinged with disbelief. "Deep underground. The readings are faint, but they're consistent. It's almost as if the planet's core is still active, despite everything." The rest of the crew gathered around, intrigued by the discovery. An active energy source? On a planet that had been deemed lifeless for centuries? It didn't make sense, but the readings were clear. "We need to investigate," Maddox decided, her instincts as an explorer overriding her caution. "Prepare a landing party." The descent to Zyros was uneventful. The planet's atmosphere, while thin, was still breathable with the right equipment, and the surface was stable enough to support landing craft. As they touched down near one of the larger ruined cities, the crew got their first real look at the planet. The landscape was bleak. Jagged mountains loomed in the distance, their peaks covered in dust and ash from ancient volcanic eruptions. The ground beneath their feet was cracked and dry, the result of centuries of environmental collapse. Once grand structures, towering spires and domed buildings, now lay in ruins, their walls crumbling and overgrown with strange, thorny vegetation that had somehow survived the planet's collapse. The air was thick with the smell of decay and dust, a haunting reminder of the civilization that had once thrived here. Captain Maddox led the team forward, their boots crunching against the rocky terrain. "Keep your eyes open," she instructed, her hand resting on the hilt of her sidearm. "We don't know what we'll find here." As they ventured deeper into the ruins, they could see signs of the planet's former glory. The architecture was unlike anything they had seen before, elegant, towering structures with intricate carvings that hinted at a society once devoted to science, art, and progress. But it was all gone now, reduced to rubble by time and neglect. The only sound was the wind whistling through the empty streets, a ghostly reminder of the lives that had once filled them. Dr. Kumar, scanning the area with her handheld device, confirmed the energy signature was growing stronger. "It's coming from below us," she said, pointing to a large structure at the center of the city. "There's something down there, deep underground." They approached the building cautiously. It appeared to have been some sort of temple or governmental hub in its prime, but now it was a shadow of its former self, with cracks running through its stone walls and parts of the roof caved in. Maddox gave the order to enter, and they carefully made their way inside. Inside, the air was musty and stale. Dust coated every surface, and broken debris littered the floor. The walls were adorned with faded murals, depicting scenes of prosperity and technological achievement. But amidst the grandeur, there were darker images, scenes of conflict, of destruction. It was clear that something catastrophic had befallen this world, but what exactly had led to its downfall remained a mystery. At the far end of the room, a large circular platform sat at the center, flanked by pillars inscribed with alien symbols. It looked like a control center of some kind, but its purpose was unclear. Kumar examined it closely, her eyes wide with excitement. "This must be it," she muttered, running her fingers over the strange symbols. "The source of the energy. If we can figure out how this works." Captain Maddox watched as Kumar worked, trying to make sense of the alien technology. After what felt like hours, there was a sudden hum, a low, vibrating sound that reverberated through the room. The platform beneath them began to glow faintly, and the energy readings on Kumar's device spiked. "We've activated something," Kumar said, her voice trembling with a mixture of fear and excitement. Suddenly, the ground beneath them rumbled, and a hidden door in the floor slid open with a loud hiss. A staircase descended into the darkness below. "Looks like we found our way down," Maddox said, her voice steady despite the unease settling over the group. She motioned for the team to follow her. "Stay close and keep your weapons ready. We don't know what's down there." They descended the stairs, their footsteps echoing in the dimly lit passageway. The deeper they went, the more the air changed. It grew colder, denser, as if the planet itself was alive and watching them. At the bottom of the staircase, they found themselves in a massive underground chamber, far larger than anything they had seen on the surface. And at the center of it, pulsating with a soft, rhythmic glow, was the source of the energy. A gigantic crystal-like structure, embedded deep within the planet's core, hummed with power. It was ancient, far older than any civilization that had ever set foot on Zyros. The air around it crackled with energy, and the humans could feel its pull, both terrifying and mesmerizing. This is incredible," Dr. Kumar whispered, her eyes wide in awe. "This is no natural formation. Someone or something put this here." Captain Maddox approached the crystal cautiously, her mind racing with possibilities. If they could harness this energy, it could change everything. The power contained within this crystal was immense, far beyond anything humanity had ever encountered. It could fuel entire colonies, power massive fleets, and reshape the balance of power in the galaxy. But with that power came danger. "What do you think?" Maddox asked, turning to her crew. "Is it worth the risk?" The team exchanged nervous glances, but the decision was clear. Humanity had always thrived on risk, on pushing the boundaries of the known universe. This discovery, though dangerous, could be the key to a new future. Maddox made her choice. "We're claiming this planet," she said, her voice firm. "We'll send word to Earth. Zyros isn't abandoned anymore." And with that, the fate of Zyros was sealed. What had once been a forgotten, lifeless world was about to become the most sought-after planet in the galaxy thanks to humanity's unrelenting curiosity and determination. The message sent from Zyros echoed across the far reaches of the galaxy. humanity had discovered something beyond mere ruins, something capable of altering the delicate balance of power that had held the galaxy in stasis for millennia. For the first time in ages, the barren world of Zyros was the center of attention. Every major species, from the technologically superior Krillians to the diplomatic Lutherans, turned their eyes toward the long-forgotten planet. What could humans possibly have found on a world that all others had deemed useless? The answer came sooner than expected. Within weeks, human engineering teams arrived on Zyros, setting up advanced stations and mining operations. They unearthed the energy source deep beneath the planet's surface, revealing the enormous potential that had lain dormant for millennia. The crystal formations that the Endeavor's crew had discovered were not mere geological anomalies, they were remnants of an ancient, highly advanced technology. By harnessing the energy of these crystals, humanity had unlocked a nearly limitless power source. The first to respond were the neighboring galactic empires. Ambassadors from dozens of species arrived on Earth, attempting to negotiate for access to Zyros and its newfound riches. Many believed that humans, a relatively young race on the galactic stage, could easily be manipulated or coerced into sharing the discovery. But the humans were prepared. Earth had long been on the fringes of galactic politics, often underestimated due to their late arrival to interstellar civilization. But humanity had a secret weapon: adaptability. While other species had long settled into their ways, humans had always thrived on innovation, on pushing the boundaries of technology and exploration. This adaptability now made them a formidable player on the galactic stage. As soon as humanity took control of Zyros, they established the Zyros Energy Corporation, a powerful conglomerate tasked with managing the planet's resources. It was a bold move that caught many of the other species off guard. The energy reserves on Zyros were so vast that they could power entire fleets and even planets for centuries. It wasn't long before Zyros became the most important trading hub in the galaxy, and Earth, the only supplier of its coveted energy. Ambassadorial meetings were held, and negotiations began in earnest. The Lutherans, known for their diplomacy, were the first to approach Earth with offers of trade. They had long served as the galaxy's mediators, and their cultural inclination toward balance made them keen to form alliances rather than confrontations. They proposed favorable trade agreements, offering humanity access to advanced technologies and interstellar infrastructure in exchange for regular energy shipments from Zyros. Other species, however, were not as diplomatic. The Krillians, a proud and technologically advanced race, saw humanity's control over Zyros as a direct threat to their own dominance. They had always been regarded as the most scientifically proficient species, with the most powerful fleets and cutting-edge technologies. To them, the idea that humans had discovered a power source beyond their grasp was intolerable. Krillian envoys arrived with veiled threats, attempting to pressure Earth into sharing the energy freely. But humanity refused to be bullied. Tensions in the galaxy began to rise as word of Zyros' power spread. The once forgotten planet became the epicenter of galactic diplomacy, trade, and, in some cases, espionage. Rival species began sending spies and covert operatives to Zyros, hoping to uncover the secrets of the ancient energy source. Human security forces had their hands full, constantly thwarting infiltration attempts and defending the newly established colony. The transformation of Zyros itself was nothing short of remarkable. Within months, the surface of the planet, once barren and desolate, began to bustle with activity. Human engineers and scientists constructed sprawling cities around the energy mines, each designed with the latest in sustainable architecture and technological advancements. The cities rose from the ashes of the ancient ruins, blending the remnants of Zyros' past civilization with humanity's cutting-edge innovations. The central city, named New Zyros, became the heart of the human colony. It was a hub of commerce, diplomacy, and scientific research. Massive energy stations dotted the landscape, harvesting the power of the ancient crystals and distributing it across the galaxy. Trade ships from every corner of the universe arrived daily, eager to do business with humanity. The once quiet and abandoned planet was now a vibrant metropolis, drawing species from every sector of the galaxy. But with progress came new challenges. The human colony had grown rapidly, and with it, the need for more governance and security. Earth dispatched additional forces to maintain order on Zyros, including a special division of the Interstellar Defense Corps tasked with protecting the colony from external threats. These troops were responsible for ensuring that humanity's interests were defended against espionage and sabotage attempts. As the colony expanded, so did the potential for conflict. The growing tension between humanity and the Krillians reached its peak when a Krillian warship was detected in orbit around Zyros. It was a clear act of intimidation, a reminder that the Krillians were not content to sit idly by while humanity gained control of the galaxy's most valuable resource. Diplomatic channels were opened, but the situation remained precarious. A single misstep could lead to all-out war. In response, Earth's leaders made a strategic move. They invited representatives from every major species to Zyros for a grand diplomatic summit, hoping to ease tensions and establish a lasting framework for peaceful cooperation. The summit was to be held in New Zyros, where the humans hoped to showcase their newfound power while also emphasizing their commitment to peaceful coexistence. The summit, however, was anything but peaceful. On the day of the event, representatives from over 100 species arrived on Zyros, their ships filling the skies above New Zyros. The atmosphere was tense, with many delegates uncertain of what to expect. The Krillian ambassador arrived with a full escort of heavily armed guards, a clear signal that they were not willing to back down. The Lutherans, ever the diplomats, tried to mediate the growing hostility, but their efforts seemed in vain. The humans, aware of the delicate situation, put on a show of strength. The summit hall, a massive structure built around the central energy crystal that had been unearthed by the Endeavor's crew, was designed to awe and intimidate. As the alien delegates entered the hall, they were met with the sight of the crystal, now fully harnessed and glowing with raw power. It was a not-so-subtle reminder that humanity now controlled the most valuable resource in the galaxy. Captain Erica Maddox, now a leading figure in Zyros Energy Corporation, stood before the assembly of alien diplomats. Her presence was commanding, a symbol of humanity's newfound status as a major galactic power. The negotiations began, and for hours the delegates argued and debated over access to Zyros' energy. But then, disaster struck. Midway through the summit, a massive explosion rocked the building. The ground trembled, and alarms blared throughout the city. Chaos erupted as delegates scrambled for safety, their bodyguards drawing weapons in preparation for an attack. The source of the explosion was quickly traced to the Krillian delegation, who had planted a bomb in an attempt to disrupt the summit and seize control of the energy crystal. Human security forces moved swiftly, detaining the Krillian operatives responsible for the attack. But the damage had been done. The summit descended into chaos, and tensions between the species escalated to new heights. The Krillians, having been caught red-handed, denied all responsibility, claiming they were being framed by human authorities. The situation spiraled out of control as accusations flew from all sides. Captain Maddox, realizing that diplomacy had failed, took command of the situation. She ordered the evacuation of the alien delegates and activated the colony's defense systems. Human forces prepared for the worst, bracing for an imminent attack from the Krillian fleet that still hovered menacingly in orbit. But instead of war, something unexpected happened. The Lutherans, sensing the gravity of the situation, stepped in as mediators once more. They proposed an emergency council, one that would allow for a temporary truce while the attack was investigated. Both humanity and the Krillians reluctantly agreed, knowing that a full-scale conflict would lead to disastrous consequences for both sides. In the aftermath of the attack, Zyros emerged stronger than ever. The human colony had proven its resilience in the face of adversity, and their control over the planet's resources remained unchallenged. While the galaxy continued to watch Zyros with wary eyes, humanity had cemented its place as a central player in galactic politics. The crystal-powered cities of New Zyros continued to grow, and the planet, once abandoned and forgotten, became the new heart of interstellar trade. Ships from every corner of the galaxy now flocked to Zyros, eager to do business with the humans who had transformed a desolate world into the most valuable piece of real estate in the universe. And though tensions still simmered beneath the surface, one thing was clear: Zyros had changed the galaxy forever. And humanity, with their relentless ambition and unyielding determination, had become the architects of that change.